What were you thinking when you were starting this business?
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me here, Karthik and YI. Since I'm talking to the young Indian and young entrepreneurs, my talk today is not from Google, first of all. Neither it has connection with AI. It is coming directly from my heart and from my experience of last 44 years. So I want to say that to all of you. Number two, most important thing, my talk is going to be generation proof because nowadays, the generation gap is the major issue. Young entrepreneur says there is a generation gap. What you are doing and what we are doing is very different. So my talk is more or less, it is generation proof. It is applicable to all the generation, no matter even later on or ahead. Okay, so it's going to be a simple talk which everybody will be able to understand and digest.
So in today's language, whether you are Gen Z or Gen X, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. It is applicable to everybody, yeah. So how I started this and how I came into this business, yeah. As you said, that's first Chokshi's represents jewelers basically. So we are also jewelers. Basically. We are jewelers from Padra, and I was a ranking student actually, number one. Say come I used to get very disturbed. So two things I was not able to digest. Number one, कि एक नंबर से दूसरा नंबर अगर मेरा हो गया स्कूल में, so I was not able to digest that. So I was working very hard for remaining on the top. Number two, I was representing my school at Gujarat level in gymnastics. So I had a habit of getting up early, and then that continued, and that has I think given me a lot in my this entrepreneurship also, because balancing of life is very important when you are with no experience, with zero experience. As I said, my family business is of jewelers, and then one fine day morning in I think 1979 we decided. I met Anita, and my mother also said that since my brother was in USA, so she says that why don't you stay back here and start something. So I was very much associated with my jewelry business when I used to come from the school. So I will go in the evening, and my job was to collect all the money. 10 note judi pado, 20 note judi pado, 50 note judi pado, 100 note judi pado. Okay, so I was doing all that thing and learning the business also. One thing I did not like, no offense to any ladies or girls, કે એ લોકોની સાથે ડીલ કરવું ને જ્વેલરીના બિઝનેસમાં, that was the toughest part I found in my business. So I said, okay, this is not the business I am going to continue. If at all I stay back here. So then they said, okay, what else you want to do? So my father, I told him that I want to start a industry. So he got a shock of his life. He says, okay, we don't have that kind of money. So how can you start? I said, okay, you tell me how much money you can spare for me. So those days, 1980, I think he says that about 63,000 rupees is in your account. So I can maximum give you 50,000 rupees. So with that, I started I said, okay, that's fine, give me 50,000. I'll manage somehow this that. I started the journey, and then I did my BSc chemistry from Bombay Mitibai College. I was there because of the domicile certificate. I could not get admission in any other professional course. As you know, you are from Mumbai, right? So it was very difficult to get into any other professional course. So I said, okay, I'll complete my BSc chemistry, and then I started this. I met Anita during that time, my wife Anu, and she also was not very keen to go to USA because she was the only daughter for in their family, and she says, "I don't want to go to USA." She usually doesn't like very tough life. So we decided that okay, we'll stay back and start something new. Now the biggest challenge was how to find the product, which product to start, because you have a limited money, right, capital. So I was wondering, so I met couple of people in Mumbai because I was studying in Mumbai, so I met, so Anita's father was also an industrialist. He is still having a pharmaceutical factory. So he says, if you want to start something in chemical, go to NCL, National Chemical Laboratory Pune. They develop many products and they give you know-how for developing they will give you know-how to start the product. So I said, okay. So I went to, when I was about 21 years maybe. So I went to Pune, I went to NCL, and then over there I talked to the couple of scientists. They gave me, this is a chart, this is a list of projects which we have, which are available for you to start the company or the industry. I said, okay. I went through. I found that they have developed a product, polyurethane coatings based on castor oil. So that was very interesting because castor oil is plenty available in our India and in Gujarat also. So I said, this is interesting and it has many applications. तो मैंने सोचा कि एक एप्लीकेशन में फेल जाएंगे तो दूसरे में जाएंगे, दूसरे में फेल होंगे, तीसरे में जाएंगे. So multiple application. And it was, the capital cost was not very high. So I decided that I'll go for polyurethane coating business. Then I got the know-how. They said you have to go to Delhi and then sign the agreement over there. So I went to Delhi. I signed the agreement and got the know-how for polyurethane coating. And the hurdle I came across, as soon as I started making the product, it was not working.
Everything was on paper.
Everything was on paper. And I used to do a lot of experiment. I said, my God, I mean, this is something, I felt I have been cheated. So I lost a lot of money in that. But I said, okay, nevertheless, we have got some starting formula, at least, to, how to go, where to go. I talked to a couple of people here in Bharat after coming here, and they said, I met one scientist, he is a polymer chemist from USA. He says, this is not the way you do it. This is the method you should use and do it. So I tried that. I got success in a couple of things. Then in the meanwhile, I got in touch with I said, let me just talk to the world leader, rather than talking to people, those who are not aware of this material here in India. So I went to Mumbai again, and those days, Bayer, Germany, they were having an office in Nariman Point, and they were the pioneer of making polyurethane coating raw materials in Germany. So I talked to them. They says, this 22-year boy, I mean, what he's going to do. I said, देखो मुझे करना है, and please help me out. So in the meanwhile, there was
So before we get there, just wanted to check with you that when you came to know that whatever was given to you by NCL on paper and everything is not working, would want to know your thoughts at that time. That ત્યારે તમને શું લાગ્યું કે હવે આનું what was going through your mind કે હવે શું કરશું?
See, generally when you have limited money and resources, and when you are not aware about the subject, you try to switch over to something else, which can be much easier and better, right? But I thought other way around. I said, no, I have decided that I want to do this. So, and I want to make it a world-class product. I don't want to offer any ordinary products here for the Indian market. And those days, our custom duty was also more than 300%. when we were, I think 1981-82, the custom duty was very, very high in India. 300%, 350%, 250%. So whatever you want to. So synthetic animal was available at 40 rupees and my product will cost more than 300, 500 rupees. You know. So but I never give up that.
So the attitude of never giving up was there in the mind. So
yeah,
but did you feel any dejection? Ke, nah, I think I was cheated, and I mean when you felt cheated, did you have any thoughts? And the purpose was excellence. That is two things.
Excel with the best product.
Best product, yes. So one question I wanted was that. So what would be the key factors that you think every business owner needs to keep in mind when they think of scaling up?
For scaling up.
Yeah.
So from day one, I believe that either you know the subject yourself or you should know the person who knows the subject. So when I started the company, when I wanted to do manufacturing, I learned one thing, that there are many things which you will not know, right? Because there is a production is involved, HR is involved, marketing is involved, R&D is involved, purchasing is the key which is involved. So everywhere you cannot focus. So you will have to build a good team if you want to grow. So my focus was delegation and creating a team. So today also I can say that my strength is my team, my people. Because that is the main thing, and my retention ratio in all the companies is more than 90%. And we treat our human being, we treat our people as our partner. I mean, our extended family.
Correct. You know. In fact, we did one session in GenX only on the topic of how to retain people. But I think we should have one more session on that. But so your business is a market leader in the paint business. And when you say you have a team and you a 90% with a 90% retention rate, I'm sure a lot of your employees are much older with you in terms of experience. And so are there any values or principles you think that have been key to the success of this business that is there for generations?
Yeah, before that I want to tell you, while scaling up, along with building up the team, you should be extremely careful about your finance. Because most of the people, when you have $100,000 or 1 લાખ રૂપિયા આપણે કહીએ ને, તો 1 લાખ રૂપિયા તમારા ખિસ્સામાં હોય અને બધા રિસ્ક લેતા હોય છે 90,000 રૂપીસનું, 1 લાખ રૂપિયાનું. I am a bit different person. I advise everybody that as far as finance is concerned, you should be taking risk not more than 40-50,000 rupees. If you have 1 lakh rupees in your pocket, if you have 1 crore, go for 40-50 lakhs. If you have 100 crore, 40-50 crore, but not more than that. The reason is, in any manufacturing unit or any manufacturing plant, you will definitely need emergency funds during your ups and downs. And unless and until you have that emergency funds, there is a chance that you may fall down. So that's a very important point I want to make.
If I were to summarize what you are saying in one line, it's like you take a risk of what you can lose and not what you want to win. Am I trying to summarize?
Yeah, more or less.
I think it's very valid. This is again, values and principles you think that have been the key to success.
See, the key to success, as I said, that my Chokshi's jewelers, again I am telling you. So we have been selling gold and silver ornaments from many, 2-3 generations. And we were number 1 in our Padra. So the main thing, we were focusing only on quality. When we put a stamp of 22 carat on my ornaments, it will be 22 carats only and it will not be 21.9 carats. So most important thing, if you want to sustain in business, you have to continuously deliver the right quality to your customer, and that builds the good trust within the to your customer as well as within the organization. Also, you create the same value, because it's very important that everybody knows that we are not going to compromise on quality. So no compromise in quality, no compromise in service to the customer. These are the two major factors which will always take you to keep you on the top. So remember that this is important. Number two, integrity, honesty and integrity, and do not overcommit to your customer. See, I have lived in USA for about 7-8 years. My kids have studied there. Everybody knows that the Western culture and European culture, US culture. If you make a call that there is a problem in my car, so AAA agency will say, okay, we'll come back to you in 6 hours time or in 2 hours time. When they say 2 hours, they will come to your place in 1 hour and 30 minutes. So you are always delighted, na? Because they have said that 2 hours mein main aunga, and then you are delighted that they are here in 1.5 hours, right? So never overcommit for the deliveries of your products. For example, I am giving, or for the service or whatever you are doing. Never overcommit, and whatever you commit, try to do it within that framework of time. So that's very important. Quality based service all the time and never overcommit. And third is integrity. Honesty is very, very important in business, because not only for your customer, it is very important for your suppliers also, because your products are very much depend on your raw materials, either it is human being or chemicals or whatever it is. So it is very important that you are creating a honest, integrated. Integrity is very important in business.
Does that also, it is also that the same values go down from the top right to the last man of GP?
Yeah. See, the thing is, once you start practicing all these things, it is already, that culture is being created. See, sometimes, a young generation comes and says, I want to change the culture of the company. It is not easy to do that. But you create a culture in such a way that your customer focus, basically. Yeah. And nowadays, Karthik, one more thing is very important, to speed your response time. Because now you are in a youth of speed. So speed matters a lot nowadays. Okay, how fast? See, nowadays everybody wants to give same quality, because everything is available on Google, right? Services पे थोड़ा बहुत होता है, but speed matters a lot. How fast you are able to deliver your product, how fast you are able to ship it to you. Believe me, in my AdMark company, which is going on since 1999, we are exporting to more than 30 countries worldwide. And most of the products, most of my customers, they are using my products without checking the quality based on my certificate. And we are yet to get any complaint or rejection for our products. So this is something speaks about, because it is not easy to establish the product. First of all, as an Indian company, nobody is going to accept you in Europe and US. Earlier, so we had a lot of problem. Brown skin is an issue, because most of the people, they were committing something and not delivering. So first of all, to create that trust itself was an issue. So, but now we have overcome all these things. They believe, and since kids have been studying there, so we have created that culture also, that never ever compromise on quality. And as I said, speed also.
No, I think now people expect emails at the speed of WhatsApp. So I think WhatsApp expectation की वजह से सुंदर से खबर नहीं बनी. No, but everybody wants to talk on WhatsApp now, not text. So kind of That is also something. But so Bharat bhai, what does a typical day for Bharat bhai look like? What's your favorite part of the business? I mean, you mentioned there is manufacturing, there is finance, there is marketing, there is purchase, all those things. But what is your favorite part of the business?
पहले में मेरा डे कैसा होता है ऐसा आपने पूछा.
Yes, yes.
So see, it is when you are an entrepreneur, it is never a 9 to 5 job. Am I right?
Yes.
It is never a 9 to 5 job. Now, continuously for 44 years, what motivates you to do? It is never money. मनी तो हमने बहुत देखा था. मैंने बोला ना 20 की नोट करो, 10 की नोट करो, 50 की नोट करो, वो चाइल्डहुड से इतना पैसा देखा है. So that was not the motivation. What is important is whatever. See, for me, my business is my hobby. Business is my first hobby. So as far as I am concerned, it is Saturday, Sunday, 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, or whatever is the time. If it is related to the business, I am always ready and available. Because that motivates me so much, because it is my hobby.
We are actually treading into dangerous territory after L&T's comment.
I know. I will come back to you. See, I want to say that to our young entrepreneurs and people here. Don't be. I have been exporting to Korea and I have been exporting to China. People are importing from China. We are doing other way around. Since last more than 15 years, they have not been able to copy our products so far, and I hope they will not be. But point I want to make it here is Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. Everybody is so workaholic. They work for almost 18 hours. With not only the entrepreneurs, I am talking about the people, those who are working in the company. They work for like a dog, like a donkey, right? That's what they say. They hard-working people, very, very hard-working people, and that is why where they are right now. See the Korea in less than I think 50 years, they have progressed so much worldwide. You see all their cars, all their TVs, all their electronics. And not only that, they are master in shipbuilding, number one in the world today. They can produce ship in such a short time that nobody can believe that. Such a huge commercial ships they can produce in just, and we are the supplier to the coating for those ships. So I know the how hard working they are in very innovative and very hard working.
But of course, hard work, you don't have a time frame. But there must be something, the next part of the question is that there must be something that you like doing, something which is your favorite part of the business.
That my favorite part is innovation, R&D. I always spend time with my R&D team, and my innovation is my absolutely love for. Always come out with a very different ideas, and I allow them to experiment that. I think our some of the R&D people may be here, Mahendra and Doctor. So you get up. He is Dr. Swapnil. I think he and Mahendra. I think many of the team. They have a good team also, but they know okay. We are right now working on some molecule which nobody has even thought of it. CNSL, cashew nut shell liquid, people used to throw away here. Have a seat. CNSL in Goa area, Mangalore, Kerala area, they used to throw away. And from that day, we found out that there is a liquid which replaces the organic, our synthetic phenol. Because that liquid has a lot of phenolic resin in that. So we developed that technology. And from there we created two companies for that, and which is now going worldwide. So similarly, we are working on some another molecule right now, which nobody has even thought of it, okay, that can be used for this. So this kind of very innovative ideas we work with. And in my routine innovation, our focus is customer. How to improve their productivity. So once you improve their productivity continuously, they are not going to go anywhere. And that is the only way you can keep your competition away from the customer. And then price matters, but hardly.
But nowadays, if you are getting satisfaction with, the way by saving time, and people don't mind paying more if they're going to get that ease of working. So that's a good thought. I mean, innovation is also, you're trying to create more and more business and loyalty from innovation. So that's it. So we are now moving to the next part of our conversation, which is leadership lessons. But before we even get into the leadership lessons, the amount of lessons that we've learned only from his beginning journey, I mean, something that is all resonates with leadership: pursuit of excellence, discipline, always have a backup plan, frugal in risk taking, righteousness, commitment, and also something which is very important is, and the proverb goes very well, is Rome was not built in a day. So the culture, it cannot be created overnight. For all the young entrepreneurs who are here listening intently, the culture of a business cannot be created or changed overnight. So good lessons to have. Thank you, Bharat bhai. And moving to leadership lessons, something all of us here want to be good leaders, and constantly are in the process of improving our own selves to be good leaders. You have been an innovative leader. You have always you said innovation is one of your favorite subjects. You also, but sometimes you need to involve tradition with innovation. Balance tradition, balance innovation. How do you help your core team to embrace new ideas while respecting your established values? Because sometimes, when all of us, me also, when we try to bring in something new in an organization, whether it is behavior, whether it is a product, whether it is technology, there's a lot of resistance from the, especially your core team, and then from top to bottom. So how do you bridge that gap? Do you get involved in that area?
Yeah, see, nothing changes overnight in the organization. You have to be very patient about it, and you have to continuously pursue what you want to achieve. For example, innovation is for the customer. So customer is also not ready for your new innovating product, right? So, but you have to talk to them, tell them. See, in coating industries, we are giving them the 3-coat system, right? First is the surface preparation, primer comes, then intermediate coat comes, then the top coat comes. So many a times now we have developed a product which eliminate all the 3 coats, and we give them one coat solution. So can you imagine? He has no problem in giving you more money, because their productivity, as a crane paint karna hai, if I give him a single coat system, so he will be more than happy, because their crane production will go up like anything, because the painting is not an easy job to do that. So values are there in the organization. So that is also a slow process. Even if you want to change the values, and because Ankur, I think, as a new generation, or Varang and Aditi, they are also very active. Puna is also very active nowadays. I don't think that they are facing any issues in changing the culture of the company, because all the values are very well established, and they also know that this is not an easy process. Yeah, but people are very receptive. Our team is very receptive, and we have a continuous program and training going on in the company also for whatever we want to do.
So, if I may say, can I say that the values remain, but the process may change? Is that something that would
And strengthening of values again and again.
Again and again.
That is very important.
Sure.
And you are giving the same message, no?
Absolutely. From everybody,
From
everybody saying the
everybody,
same thing, right? From your top
Right,
management.
right from the top manager. See, I'll tell you that in 1986, I had my first computer, PCXT. You know, एक बार दबाओ, then wait for the answer. Yeah, PCXT. I'm talking about. So, and then in 1991, I had my own program to run my company.
Wow.
I had my own IT person. So everything is so transparent from day one. Because everybody has an access to all the information. So that is one of the basic culture you create. Because and I was running my company from USA. So everything was so transparent and clear with everybody. We believe we have to pay a lot of taxes for our government to create the infrastructure. So that is something, there is no compromise in that. No compromise on compliances of government. No compromise whatsoever. So today anybody can come and audit any multinational company can come and audit our company. It will be all 99.9% compliant.
Wow. So, Bharat bhai, in your opinion, what is the most common mistake you see leaders make when they start handling their businesses?
आप लोगों ने सबने ऑर्केस्ट्रा देखा है ना? Have you seen orchestra conductor? Everybody has seen orchestra conductor, right? So what is the job of orchestra conductor? वो खड़ा रहता है and then he makes sure that all the instruments are
In place.
and it कोई ज्यादा नहीं करे कोई कम नहीं करे. So वो ऐसा करता है ना स्टिक लेकर, right? Same job is for all the entrepreneurs. You can't be relaxing. You can't sit in the front seat and then वो पीछे बजाएंगे इंस्ट्रूमेंट, ऐसा नहीं होगा, कभी भी नहीं होगा. It will never happen. In spite of your good team and excellent team, you have to involve yourself. You have to be on the soft floor. You have to understand the ground reality, what is happening. And most of the entrepreneurs, when they grow, they lack the proper MIS system. Management information system जो आपको चाहिए ना, वो होती नहीं है उन लोगों के पास. So in our company, every month, Karthik, we have all the functions, sales meet, marketing meet, sales and marketing meet होता है, production team के साथ में meeting होती है, then R&D के साथ में meeting होती है, purchase team के साथ में meeting. What is going on each and every department, HR के साथ में meeting होती है. So we are fully aware as a management that what is happening and what is lacking and where we need to focus all the time. So it is very important that you should know the ground reality of your organization. Otherwise, you are not likely to take a right decision. If you are concentrating only on one or two functions, I don't think you can run a company with that. You have to know everything. Because as an entrepreneur, there are about 7-8 balls which is continuously hanging in the air, and if one fails, you are in trouble.
Absolutely. I think everybody knows here that the way we are juggling those 7-8 balls is kind of keeping our hands full. But I think something that I would like to reiterate what he mentioned, leading from the front and allowing the team to make the music is something that I am getting from this conversation.
Delegation is very necessary, but you have to have a information with you that what is happening over there. Delegation is that you may not go and visit all the customers, but you should know what is happening in North, what is happening in South, what is happening in Europe, what is happening in Korea. You should know. And again, I told you that speed matters. So you have to respond to that immediately.
You may have, I know there are some tough periods that are always a part of any business. And I'm sure you would have gone through some tough periods in your so many years of experience. How have you managed to overcome them, in terms of?
A very good question, actually. In any business, ups and downs comes, right? For that, your team is very, very important at that time. So if you are, as I said, that I invest a lot of, I'm very close to my team, my people. मेरा प्यून भी मुझे नॉक किए बिना मेरे कैबिन में आ सकता है. So first of all, I am very, very close to with my team. So whenever we have such tough time going on, we always discuss with them, and we come out with some solution. Like for example, 2008-9 recession was the worst period we have gone through. The crude prices have gone up. You don't get there is no market, recession is there is no demand. Crude prices have gone up so much. I think in 17-18 also the crude prices went up to $140, $145. So our business is directly related to the crude, right? So when it goes up, so there is zero profit or very little profit. So we are very transparent with our team. So we talk to them and we come out with a solution. In COVID time, we have, many companies have not paid to their people because they were not able to do anything. But we have never done that. We might have deferred 30% or 25% of payment after 1 month or 2 months. But it has never happened that we have not paid to anybody. So people also have that kind of trust in the company. And if your team is with you, it is very easy to come out from this tough time. And it is very important that they are with you in the tough time. Because solution also they only give you. It is not that you have all the solution in the world. So it's very important that we work with the team in tough time and good time both.
Something that is very amazing that you said, you don't have solutions for everything in the world. And sometimes we entrepreneurs feel that we should have all the solutions. Only then we can be good entrepreneurs. So
no, it is never like that. I told you that either you should know the subject yourself or you should know the person who knows the subject, right? So it is impossible that you know all the subjects yourself. Impossible. If somebody is saying that as an entrepreneur, I know everything, I think he is the biggest. Then he doesn't want to learn anything.
So family businesses often have an emotional element attached to it, and especially the emotion I feel is also sometimes more when you have founded the business. And I think when you have a business that is this big and this vast, there is always an aspect of professionalizing the business. So how do you balance the emotional and the professional part of the business?
आप लोगों को साक्षी भाव पता है किसी को? What is સાક્ષી ભાવ? સાગર जी?
એટલે બીજાની સિચ્યુએશનમાં જઈને આપણે એને એમ્પેથિક વેમાં જોવું હોય.
રાઈટ. સાક્ષી ભાવનો મીનિંગ એ છે કે see, I have been doing the business professionally from day one because I was also traveling a lot. We were in USA for many years. So professionally it was the companies were managed. But values are of the families. Yeah. So all the values have been created professionally. It has been managed. So you know that everything is going fine and you feel proud of it. but then you are not attached to that so much because everything is being run by the team. So you know that everything is being done. It is a family business. We are a promoter, we are a financer, but everything is being done by the team. So there is an attachment also, but there is a detachment. Sakshi Bhav means you see everything from the other person point of view, you know. And I have been telling everybody in my company as well as this, that you should be knowing how attachment and detachment. Ultimately, we are running company for making money. Am I right or not? Profit तो करना ही है, बराबर है. So profit करने के लिए you have to control lot of things. So first of all, I tell everybody that you should know the value of your 1 hour. If you are making 5 lakhs rupees per month, if you are making 50 lakhs rupees per month, you should be knowing how much you cost to the company every 1 hour. Very important. Even I tell Ankur and Jatin Bhai, our president also, that whenever we have a meeting, whenever you are collecting, say, 5-6 very senior people, you should know the cost of that meeting. That whether you want to complete in 1 hour time or half an hour time. Right? So that also keeps your control in cost control, as well as you are to the point.
So I think we have now probably had enough of leadership lessons right from the beginning, but something that I would like to kind of summarize from the leadership lessons that we learned from him in this session was transparency, information, productivity, leading from the front but allowing the team to do more and achieve more. Looking from the other person's, you're stepping into your team's shoes to understand how they look at it from their point of view. Very important, something that is very close to my heart as well, is having your ears to the ground. Unless you don't have your ears to the ground, you don't know what is happening in your market, in your ecosystem. You are
and within your
lost.
factory also.
Yeah, absolutely. In your own factory as well. So only being the top management doesn't mean that you don't know what is happening around in the last man standing's mind. So the phenomenal learning lesson, Bharat bhai. Something that I would also like to highlight is the management, the MIS system that you create for your company, however big or small. If you start small, it makes things better when you grow. So adapting an MIS system is a great thought process to have when you are wanting to grow as an organization. So we would want to now get into the broader reflections and advice for future entrepreneurs, Bharat bhai. And I would like to start this session with a question that if you would give one piece of advice to an entrepreneur about who's about to start or take over a family business, what would it be and why?
44 years का एक्सपीरियंस आप मुझे बोलते हो कि आप 2 मिनट में बोलो. But my simple advice to everybody for running the company, you have to focus on profit. Profit, एक fundamental things I believe, profit, growth and happiness. Unless and until you create profit, there cannot be growth in the company. Am I right or not? Do you all agree?
Yes.
Unless and until, all your activities, whatever you have been doing, should be focusing on profit in a proper way. I'm not talking about the shortcuts for making. But there are many Indian entrepreneurs I know. When I said profit, तो हम तो बहुत बनाते हैं. But that is you can't make it for 44 years. That is for sure. Short way. So profit मैं एग्जांपल देता हूँ, प्रॉफिट ग्रोथ एंड हैप्पीनेस, हाउ इट इज कनेक्टेड. सो अनलेस एंड until you have a profit, you can't grow, you can't expand, and that will never bring happiness. If you don't grow, that will never bring happiness in your team. Because आज कोई 50 लाख रुपया का उसका सैलरी है, नेक्स्ट ईयर you have to give him say 55 lakh, 60 lakh, so you need profit for that, right? And they are not going to be happy without their growth also. So let us be very clear about it. This is the reality of life, that everybody wants to grow as far as the money is concerned. Company wants to grow, management also wants to have money, everybody wants to have money. So profit, growth and happiness is all related. Now when you say कि profit, तो आप मैं किसी को पूछूंगा, सागर भाई आपको पूछूंगा कि how do you generate profit, तो आप बोलेंगे कि sales price बढ़ा दो तो profit आएगा, but that doesn't happen because there is so much of competition in India. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So much of, for everything there is so much of competition. Customer is also not educated. They will compare your 100 crore company or 200 crore company with a 1 crore company of products. So they will say you have to match the price. So you can't sell the product at a higher rate. So then how do you do that?
Innovation.
Innovation is one very good thing. But in our company we believe profit through purchase.
Purchase and productivity.
And productivity. But see, if I sell my paint 1 liter, 75% cost comes from my raw materials. So unless and until I control my cost of the purchasing, I cannot have margins for my team, neither for myself, or for the management, or for the company. So you have to manage your cost very effectively. People are thinking, entrepreneurs are thinking that whenever the tough time comes, मैं टॉप में से इसको निकाल दूँ, उसको निकाल दूँ, इसको निकाल दूँ, ऐसा नहीं होता है. Person cost is negligible in your company. It cannot be more than 7 to 8% in another manufacturing company, or maximum 9% or overheads. But majority of cost comes from your raw materials, which is in steel industries, your company, engineering, it goes as high as 80-85%. So how do you control? Then you are playing only with 15%, right? I am also playing with 20%. So आपने बोला इनोवेशन तो करो, इनोवेशन के लिए पैसा तो चाहिए ना, पहले तो इनोवेशन के लिए पैसा चाहिए, right? प्रॉफिट तो करना पड़ेगा. So how do you do it? So control your purchase price. So have a very effective and very negotiating team with you. हमारे यहाँ प्रणीता मैडम बैठी है. So the way she negotiates, I have heard her and our Auntie Krishnan in Mumbai. So very tough negotiator. So our team is our Grand Valley Coast team, very good negotiator, because unless and until you control your cost, and we are not compromising on quality of the raw materials. We are all approved raw materials supplier, and you have to control your cost over there.
Timely purchase.
Pardon?
Timely purchase and
Inventory.
JIT, just in time.
Just in time, yeah.
Yeah, that is very important. We don't keep too much of inventory, then money gets blocked.
Grand Polycodes, we are handling more than 400 raw materials. More than 400 raw materials. And it is not possible that we can run the company without any such raw materials. And about 60 to 70% of our raw materials are indigenous. We have made it indigenous. Now about 30% is imported. And we are running with an inventory of only 15 days. 15 days inventory. No paint company in the world is running with 15 days inventory. But we are so strict about our inventory days for raw materials as well as for the finished product. So you have to create profit like this, profit, growth and happiness. That is one thing you all have to keep in mind. And profit you cannot increase by cutting down your overheads or by cutting down your people, but you have to be efficient in purchasing and controlling your productivity.
So, Bharat, when we are talking about reflections, I was just wanting to understand from you some of your role models that have influenced your journey in business, how they have shaped your thinking, and what lessons you have taken from them.
When I decided that I'm going to stay back in India, and to thank my father that he allowed me to venture out. And he says, okay, you go ahead and I will risk only 50,000 rupees. That was his limitation. He also told me one thing, that if you fail, then you have to either join my business or go to USA with your brother. But 50,000 rupees I'll give you. So he allowed me to venture out. So one thing, and he had trusted me like anything. I took the money in 1979 and 81. I returned back him because we are money lender also. So 1983 में मैंने इंटरेस्ट के साथ में पैसा वापस दे दिया. इंटरेस्ट के साथ वो जरूरी था because they always count interest on my whatever money I have taken. तो मैंने बोला कि आप इंटरेस्ट के साथ में पैसा रिटर्न. So what is important is that he allowed me to venture out, given me a free hand. Back of his mind, he was always worried that along with new business, I should not drag the entire PD also in that, because it has happened that once you start making losses in one business, no, your existing business also goes haywire. So he was continuously worried about that, but he has never told me. He used to check with my key employees that uske ghar pe raat ko jayenge, and then he will check with them. Is he doing, Bharat is doing okay or no? बराबर बेचा है. So I used to get that information. So that is one thing that he had trusted me and given me some money for me to venture out. And then from day one, I was trying to create a company with a very professional touch. So I used to have a consultant because it was very difficult for me to, because I have never done my MBA. So, and for me, this business was completely new. So to set up the business, I used to hire the consultant. So our first consultant was Mr. P.S. Chabra. He was he was managing director of Diamonds and Chemicals Limited, and he was managing director of Syntex also. Eventually he came to Baroda, and first time in 1985, I hired him for organizing my company in a proper way. So we started with a lot of MIS system from day one at that time in 1985, when my turnover was less than 30 lakhs. So from that day we started. Then we had Mr. Ashok Kakkar, he was on the board now with Infosys. Then we had Mr. GV from ENY. Then we had Mr. Maulik Mehta. And in between we had many other marketing consultants. And I also used to go and attend 1 week program, 3 days program in either IIM or any other institute. Wherever there is a good program, I myself used to go there, because that was helping me to create my networking also within India. So from day one, I have started learning, and and we used to create a lot of training program those days also. So that created a very learning organization culture from 1985-86. So that was the people those who were created, and I think Adita was also part of all that, my journey all throughout, because she also used to remain in all the meetings and important meetings as well as for our sales and
Absolutely,
marketing.
that's the saying is absolutely correct. That behind every successful man there lies a woman. So that
Yeah.
absolutely holds true for you as well.
Absolutely.
And something that I could take away from this is you had a constant learning, evolving mindset that kept you going and thinking, and probably that thinking was never set in stone. So you always had a thinking that could change with the right professional people, and always having a professional touch to your business. કેમ કે આજકાલના બિઝનેસમાં કેવું છે કે when I see a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of entrepreneurs fathers saying કે આપણો બિઝનેસ આપણને આવડે છે, કોઈ કન્સલ્ટન્ટને લાવવાની જરૂર નથી. So that is one of the biggest mistake that I think lot of us make while trying to grow our businesses.
See, how do you, unless and until you have latest knowledge of business, how would you do that? So either you learn from people from other experience, or you learn from your own reading or attending the training. So I used to do both, and it is very important. That's the lesson which I want to tell even to my kids also here, that unless and until you keep on interacting with the right people, you are never going to be successful in the long term. Because you think that you know everything, but it is not true. It is absolutely not true. There are small tips you will get from other people, which are very important for you to remain on top.
I think, as Mahatma Gandhi said, change is the only constant in life. So
Change is the only constant in life. Absolutely true.
So, what's the one thing that you believe about running a business that others might think is unconventional or even crazy?
Even crazy.
Crazy. Something that you feel that this should be the key mantra for business, which others feel is probably unconventional, or maybe.
See, I started the company with producing 1 liter of paint. I used to work until 2 o'clock in the night. सुबह में तक वो ठंडा हो जाता था with my reaction and all, and I know that at around 10 o'clock in the morning I'll get ready, and then after my puja I will fill up in the can and then go and sell in the market. That was typically my day, those days. But that was very good, because उस टाइम मैंने पूछा किसी को, भाई बीएससी वाले को कितना सैलरी मिलता है, तो बोलता है 600 रुपीज़. तो मैंने बोला कि let me sell about 10-15 liters and make at least 3,000-4,000 rupees. That is more better than taking that 600 rupees and working for. I have never worked for anybody in my life. So the question is, what is the
Something that you believe
crazy
is that is unconventional in today's business.
Yeah. So whatever
But
money.
this is crazy. That is crazy passion. Passion of doing the business.
But I'll give some another good example of, crazy idea. That most of the people, they take money, right, from the bank or from institute for running the company. I also used to take, but I used to take only my working capital, not for capital. So whatever I have developed, from 1 liter का example मैंने इसीलिए दिया क्योंकि at that time I was doing a business of not more than 3,000 rupees, and now we are about more than 600 crore company as a group. So all the 3 companies are debt free, which is some people they think it is a crazy idea, that why you want to do business with your own money. But that's my philosophy, and that's what I am telling my kids also, that next generation, that do whatever is possible with your own money. So we are all our 3 companies are debt free companies.
On a lighter note, વ્યાજ બી ગણાય ને, એટલે કે બીજાના વ્યાજ આપવું બીજાના વ્યાજ આપવું એના કરતા આપણે વ્યાજ આપણા પાસે જ રાખવું.
ના, એમાં વ્યાજ તો પણ અમે પાછા વ્યાજ અમારા જતીનભાઈ કંઈક કરીને લાવે છે. જતીનભાઈ ઇઝ અ ચાર્ટર્ડ એકાઉન્ટન્ટ, હી ઇઝ અવર ગ્રુપ પ્રેસિડેન્ટ હિયર, જતીનભાઈ. So he and Varang is also CFA, so they have some ideas that how to multiply even that money within the group. So that, but basically debt free is my concept, and I want to remain that way.
Brilliant, brilliant thought. I think very, very wise words of wisdom. Okay, just to as we are closing, I think you also are having positive time. But just before, quickly, just wanted to
I
understand.
don't want to bore the.
No, that we are not. I think we are all enjoying it. It's a very engaging session. But what is your long-term vision for your business? How do you see it evolving? Do you have any thoughts on what is the impact that you see in the manufacturing sector over the next 5-10 years?
In India, the market is growing. There is no doubt, because demand is increasing. So any manufacturing, I think there may be a cycle here and there, but overall you have a bright future. But in India, doing business, as I was coming here, I mean, I read in Times of India only that it is a nightmare to do business in India even today. So you have to be extremely careful for what you are doing, because now compliances have increased like anything. Government compliances, taxation, GST, they have made it so complicated. It is not easy to do business. So even if you are caught on a small thing also, you are going to be penalizing, and we are handling so many hazardous chemicals also. So we have to be extremely careful in doing the business. So as far as I am concerned, the long-term future for India for any manufacturing is bright. That's what I personally feel. So you will have to work very hard for that. It is not going to be easy because it's a very competitive market. यहाँ पे profit करना बहुत ही difficult है India. So I think all the entrepreneurs would agree for that, right? So very difficult to make a profit here. So unless and until you are very vigilant about it, you cannot make money here. Long term, and so what steps I do means, when you are having a coating business, so I said, with my innovative idea that what can increase the profit of my company and what can bring in better value for my customers. So then we started backward integration of making hardeners, which nobody was making in India as an Indian company. So we started making hardeners. So we started backward integrating. Then we started making the raw materials for that hardener. So that was another backward integration. So always any entrepreneurs, I think, should think about either forward integration or backward integration of their own business. Some people, they try to do something, आज मैं food का business कर रहा हूँ और कल मैं pharmaceutical में चला जाऊँ या chemicals में चला जाऊँ. It is not easy. It takes minimum, पहले हम लोग बोलते थे 1000 days, but मुझे लगता है कभी कम से कम 5 to 6 years it takes for you to establish new business. So you cannot jump here and there. So whatever business either forward integration or backward integration, करो, organic करो, inorganic करो, जो भी करना है करो. But that is how you should, and that is what will take you further.
Absolutely. So a few closing questions that I think are absolutely necessary from others knowing. Any favorite quote or philosophy that keeps you motivated?
Keeps you
motivated in business. Quote,
Same.
philosophy.
See, first of all, you don't do business for only profit. For making money will never keep you motivated. So you should have a mission. So when I started the business, I wanted to do a manufacturing and in Padra, because I belong to Padra. So I wanted to create employment in Padra. So because India needs a lot of employment. So my mission is to create more and more employment and more income for our people by all means. So I believe from day one that as far as tax is concerned, we are 100% compliant, because that goes to the government and government will take care. My job is to create employment. So that mission is much bigger. That will keep on motivating you. So that's what I personally feel. And even today, I talk to Ankur and Varang and Aditi and Anita that our job is to create more employment because India needs that. Because so many young generation, some young kids are coming after going from the college, and if they don't find the job, we are in trouble. So try to do that. I think that's my advice to everybody. Then that is the mission on which I am also working.
Super, super. And one very important question, I think Sagar Bhai has insisted that I should ask this one, that can you speak about some failures in business? Because I'm sure there are, when we see this success story and when we see this entire success that you have, anything that you would like to talk about, failures in business?
Failures तो बिजनेस में आते ही रहते हैं. I mean it is a जैसे improvement and is a continuous process. Failure भी आते ही रहते हैं. And from, as I said, from each failure you have to learn something and you have to move. Because there are many people. I mean sometimes the failures are so big and it creates a lot of impact on your finance. So you have to be very, very steady at that time. Think twice and work out a solution and talk to your team, talk to your consultant, talk to the experts that how do you come out of this. But failure से नासी पास होके और बंद करके हम दूसरे साइड चले गए. This is a easy business for you. Easy business जैसा कुछ है ही नहीं life में. There is no easy money, no easy business.
Very well said.
So failure is going to come and you have to deal with that and you have to learn. There is no doubt about it. हमारा कभी कभी पूरा बैच जेल हो जाता है तो क्या करते हैं? So it doesn't mean तो पूरा एक बार I'll tell you something which no one small example I'll tell you. When I started my resin company at Mark Polycoats, initially I had no generator and it was a continuous plant. So sometime, somebody on Padra Jaspur Road, the truck driver, hit the electric pole and they damaged the entire transformer, entire line got stuck and my reaction was going on. And the whole thing went out of control and there was no electricity, no power and all the 2-3 reactors got jammed immediately. And I had only that 3 reactors and all the 3 reactors got jammed. So I learned a lesson that this kind of plant you cannot run without generator. So backup हमने बाद में create कर दिया. So every time you have to learn something and then make sure that you put it into the practice immediately.
So on the last question, if there is one ask or a request you would like to make of the audience, what is one thing that they could do today to improve their business or their personal growth?
For improving business, I have already told you profit growth and happiness is the key which you should be focusing on, right? As far as personal growth is concerned, see when you put yourself in middle, in India particularly, India is a very socializing country. Yeah? We have a lot of social obligations, right? So much of your time goes for social obligations also. So there are about 6 spheres which you should be spending time if you want to have a balanced life, right? And if you want to have a good sleep in the night. So first is the family, your health, knowledge, social, spiritual, along with your business and career. All these things are very, very important and you cannot neglect anything out of this. So हम पिकल बॉल खेल लेते हैं, गोल्फ भी खेलते हैं, सोशल भी करते हैं, and then keeping your family intact. I make sure that all the kids are being attended properly, my wife is attended properly. So nobody has a complaint कि मुझे ये देश में नहीं घुमाया, इधर नहीं घुमाया, यहाँ लेकर नहीं गया. अभी तो वो बोलती है कि मुझे जाना ही नहीं है.
But on a lighter note, did you have 26 hours out of 24 hours
No.
to do all this?
No, I see, as far as I sleep only 6 hours since long. And 6 hours is sufficient for me. Some people say it is not sufficient. But without alarm, if you wake up every time in 6 hours, 7 hours or 8 hours, that is the rest your body needs. Some people they sleep 4 hours, 5 hours, that is sufficient for them. For me, 6 hours are sufficient, no matter what.
I think I'm sure we have more to ask and learn from you, but due to the positive time, we will take a few questions from the audience. If anybody wants to ask Bharat any questions.
Thank you. I think everything has been covered.
One
So-
thing I would say that he's very disciplined.
Discipline.
Very disciplined means it's not possible that people can be so disciplined. And he doesn't take sufficient rest also, which I feel he should take more after reaching this point. But he's so over motivated. He cannot stop. He's like a machine.
But I am emotional message.
Thank you so much, Bharat bhai. I
Varang,
request-
you want to Varang में क्या पूछो यार?
See, work-life balance, you spoke about what you do. But I would like, see, India is in its golden period when it comes to entrepreneurship. I think no point in our history we have seen so much entrepreneurship in the country across fields, different, so
Absolutely.
everybody is looking like Shark Tank India every night. So many people come and they have such unique ideas. But work-life balance you spoke about. But how about work-family balance? One of the things I've had a chance to see him up close, at least for last 10 years, is if the two things that kind of define him in terms of his day-to-day life is family and company, in that order. Okay. And how do you maintain, because there are, with families, there is a lot of complexity, there's emotion, as people grow in their lives, everybody, what are you in your teenager, you are different when you're in your 20s, you're different when you're in 30s as well. Companies also go through that progression. What you were, a smaller operation,
Right.
now you're a global company. So this family and company balance, what is that success that entrepreneurs can take to their heart when they are building their careers, then they are building their businesses.
Varang, as I said that along with your work, right, as you grow, you deal with many people in the organization also. Similarly, in your family also, they also grow. So when I met Varang before 10 years and now 10 years, he is much more mature. When I met Ankur, when he came back here in 2013 and now in 2025, they are all different. So I have to adjust to their speed and their speed of thoughts, and also I have to understand that what makes them motivated. Motivating me alone doesn't work. Motivating my team along with my family member is very important because they have that energy now to run, and I have a protein to provide them to run, right? So that is very important that we create that balance. I think. I hope I answered that.
The adaptability to the change. Phenomenal. Thank you so much, Bharat bhai. And
A question. I know Bharat very well. He is a very cool and calm, and probably that will be helpful to the young entrepreneurs to understand that he is so cool and calm. If something goes wrong, even say for example, we lost the order of 2 crore, 5 crore, 10 crore, and somebody, the employee comes to him and he probably would have felt that if I tell this news to him, he'll get upset and all. When any employee says, this has happened, okay, fine, say, no problem. So cool and calm, and that helps him to grow the business and take the good decisions, because if you get upset when there is a failure, you don't find the good options. So how you do that?
Jatin bhai, I think it's a very good question, but from 1969 onwards, I have been doing yoga and lots of exercise early in the morning. So yoga is such that which keeps your mental balance under any circumstances. When I get 10 crore order also, I don't get so much excited. Neither I get weak or upset when I lose those kind of orders. Not only in terms of orders, I have faced so much, different situations within family also, where you can feel that why this is happening to me, for what? So you have to create that peace, balance of mind, and think about the whole process, that how do you solve this. And many a times, ultimately luck also favors you, because when you have blessings from it is required. I personally feel that many things happens. If you are not lucky, it doesn't happen to you. So that luck factors also makes important role. I myself also see a lot of horoscope. I believe in horoscope. I believe in palmistry, face reading, vastu, and I have studied myself because that is also one of my hobby. Yeah. So that also makes a lot of difference. Yeah.
Super.
I am just 23 years old, currently in an employment. My whole family background is in employment. There is no family business, and just like you at least had a business, but in my family nobody is into any type of business. I aspire to be an entrepreneur in future. Right now I'm learning and getting experience by working in an employment. At this moment, what I feel is maybe I have the right skills to provide any kind of service at my level. Maybe yes, I have over a year of experience. Based on that experience, I can provide some kind of service or consultancy in the finance domain. I'm into accounting and finance field. But there are very limited resources at this point. Even you said when you started, you were the only one person, and we don't know everything. We don't know the right person who will guide us, or we don't have right sources to conduct any kind of market research, or what should be done and what should be done. Even on the first day, the quality of product or service is not the best. You are just starting. So how to at least maybe in next 6 months or 1 year build a level or minimum, get it up to a level that you are having a profit, and based on that 1 year of work that you have done, you meet other people and show them what I have done, and then bring new business. Because on first day you cannot have a team that brings in business.
You cannot, yeah.
No team to produce the work. So you don't have people. You are the only one. So what do you have to say about this? How to start?
How to start? It's a good question. See, for any business to start, you should have a घर का रोटला खाने की तैयारी रखो for 1000 days minimum. Okay. So my suggestion to you is the first is the mindset. If your mindset is that I want to be an entrepreneur, money and resources is not the limitation which can restrict anybody in this world. Because now plenty of funds is available, plenty of resources are available, and plenty of ideas are there. So if your mindset is to become an entrepreneur, you will become an entrepreneur, 110%. But then you start working in that direction. Create your own detailing, because you need to do a lot of detailing nowadays, that what services you want to offer. How can you find a niche in that area? Because unless and until you are a niche service provider, or a manufacturing of a product, you may face a lot of competition. So find some niche, some small idea on which you think I can work on this. Start working on weekends, start meeting people, and then sell your idea. Understand what are their reactions from their body language. You will be able to understand,
Yes.
and then gradually enter into that. But I will not ask you to jump directly, leave everything, and then go unless and until you are from. If your father says, "Okay, I'll give you 1 crore, 2 crore," and you venture out, that's a different story. That also is possible. That's absolutely possible.
Thank you. That
Yeah.
answers.
Great. So, may I request Sarabhai and Vinita to come forward and, as a token of our appreciation, please.